Okay, so lesson number 3 um, is healing is not linear. It's not a straight line. It's raggedy. It's very much so raggedy. And sometimes you'll start the journey and you'll find things that you are learning about yourself, but then sometimes it kind of gets troubleshot. And I'm a techie person. I do systems, I do back end automation. So when I build out systems, I do have to troubleshoot it to make sure that it works. And that's kind of like the healing process. It's not just a straight line, or it's just this one straight line to heal and everything's good. You go to therapy for 6 months and it's fine. I've been in therapy for quite some time. I've gone through a few therapists, not because just life. I had a few therapists, and each of those people that I've worked with have brought out different things in me, and I've learned things from a very first therapist to this newer therapist that I have. Learning things and understanding, even with my most recent therapist, that I have done a lot of growth, but I didn't acknowledge it and I didn't realize that I had grown a lot. Um, and I say it's not linear and I say it's raggedy because it looks like a graph. Like if you read um, like the stock market graphs that goes up and down, it might be going up, but there are some ups and downs, and it's jagged. And part of it is because the pain that we have, that we've gone through, and the things that we've learned, we're trying to unlearn those things that are normal to us. We're trying to create and develop a new norm and acknowledge the new norms in our lives. That's challenging. There's going to be pushback because your body, your nervous system, your mental, your emotional, your life has been based off those things that you have been exposed to from childhood to the point where you are healing. And when people say, I've heard people say this a lot, like healing is lonely. It can get lonely, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be lonely. There are people that are in their healing spaces. There are people that's going to challenge you. I had a friend that challenged me because she felt like I was being kind of negative when it came to my views on romance and in relationships. I'm not going to say that I was negative. There's some things that I just don't want to deal with anymore. I don't have the capacity. And then that's a part of it. Those are the parameters, the boundaries, and the standards that you set for yourself based off of the healing journey, based off of saying, okay, these are some things that I've gone through. These are the things that I know I don't like and I don't want to tolerate. Am I going to go back? You will be challenged because we are we are living a life, and life, we all know life be life, but you'll be challenged. The standards that you set for yourself as you're healing, they're going to be challenged because you're not used to operating in that space. You're not used to operating in that version of you that has healed. You have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself compassion while you're learning the newer version of you, while you're adopting different parameters, while you're implementing boundaries. I'm still trying to figure my boundaries out and understanding that I don't think anybody that I know personally really set the standard for me, for my personal care and my mental health, and my family. I had a girlfriend of mine when we worked together. She recommended a therapist for me, and she was worked in HR and all of that. And I big ups to you for doing that, because that's really kind of where I started my journey to getting the help that I needed, to understanding why I was dealing with so many things, to understand why I was insecure, to understanding um, how to kind of disconnect from the people please and not give a crap. It's practicing that art. And I just find that a lot of us, many people, I want to say a lot of us, especially in my generation, we're kind of like the pioneers in a way. I was the first person to go to college. I'm the first person to actually explore mental health. I don't ever I don't ever remember someone telling me to go to see a therapist. Um, And I know when I started going to therapy, it was around COVID. And it was around COVID, that time during COVID. I know that because I was working from home, and I didn't realize that I was suffering from severe anxiety. I kept going to the doctor because I didn't know what was going on with me. And I did get on medication for some time, but then I wanted to get off. So even with that, it was kind of this up and down, what's going on, and trying to pay attention to how your nervous system, your mental, your physical, your emotional self is during the process, the things that you like, the things that you dislike. Those are very important. I would say, one, check out your local community. If you have different community, if you have, because there are some programs of local community nonprofits, they partner with therapists. You can do Open Path as a platform if you don't have insurance. They do have it where you can talk to students, and I think it's about $30, but it really depends. But it's cash based as well, and it may be affordable. You just have to. It's a sliding scale situation. So with that, reach out to some of the local organizations, nonprofit organizations that really are big on mental health, and I'll try and find a few that I can put below. I know Open Path is one though. I'm going to say the few things that help me and is allowing me to kind of continue to, as I'm troubleshooting things, when things happen, it's like you do the healing, but then it's tested. And you don't really know if the healing, if the journey, if the things that you're doing and the things that you're learning about yourself is actually working until it's tested. This has happened to me, and I did a backslide, which my little graph went down. I told you it was raggedy. And what I realized is I started to pay attention to how I was betraying myself, how I was abandoning myself for relationships and business, and how I was feeling when I was saying no to myself. So that's one thing that I paid attention to, is how my body felt, how I felt mentally, how I felt emotionally, how I felt physically. Was I burned out? Was I getting enough rest? Like, I was paying attention to those things. Did I get flustered? Was I starting to get anxious? Was I starting to stress more based off of me saying yes and no to someone? And it was usually saying no to myself. Another thing that I would say helped me, and is helping me, is to take a pause down. Get things out of your head. Sometimes I talk in the mirror. Sometimes I talk to myself. I'm talking to y'all right now. Those are some things that I feel has helped me, is to be able to take a pause and reflect on my sessions. Think about the things that we talked about. Do the work. Sometimes we rushing. I know I rush. And it's okay. At the same time though, you do need to actually pause, because that's a part of the self-care. That's a part of your healing. We rush so much, right? And you don't want to rush through the process of healing, because you're gonna backslide. You're gonna fall off. It's very possible for you to fall off. I would also say, if you have someone that is maybe going on a similar journey to you that you can talk to, then connect with those people. I know sometimes when you're on a healing journey, I've heard this so many times, like when you are in therapy, and I know that you're around people and you're surrounding yourself with people that can respect your journey, honor your boundaries, and allow you to do that too, because you have to also be respectful and honor your own boundaries for yourself, and honor your own boundaries at least. So healing isn't linear. It isn't like this one stop, this is a pill you just take and it just, I'm healed. But yes, so that is the video for today, is that healing is not linear. It is raggedy. It is a journey. There are some people that's going to join you. There are some people that's going to be a part of the journey. There are communities for people that are a part of the journey. So you don't have to do it alone. You can actually have conversations with people that are in similar spaces as you, that are trying to heal, that are working on themselves, that are seeking community. So it doesn't have to feel as raggedy, and it doesn't have to feel as lonely. And I think sometimes when we're healing, we're expecting people around us to join on it, but they may not be, and that's okay too. We don't have to take everybody with us everywhere. We really don't. I'm cracking my knuckles. That is it for today's video. Hopefully this helps you. Hopefully this was some encouraging words for you. If you are on a healing journey, I pray that it's going well. Do not stop. It is raggedy. You're gonna hit some road bumps. But you have to keep pushing. You have to keep going for yourself, because the more you work on yourself, the more you're tested, the stronger you'll go, the better your system will run, the easier things will flow to you, and the easier it'll be for you to walk away from things that don't serve you and be drawn into and attract things that do serve you. And that is it. That's all for today's that is all I have for today's lesson. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you tomorrow.